After Haig returned to England, he was greeted as a victorious war general. But to what extent was he victorious according to his own plans, and to what extent was the pub applauding the end of the war, as opposed to Haig himself? The view of Haig in World War I was very clear, and 70 years later, that view hadn't changed. The TV series Blackadder Goes Forth captures this view perfectly.
Field Marshal Haig has formulated a brilliant new tactical plan to ensure final victory in the field.
Would this brilliant plan involve us climbing out of our trenches and walking very slowly towards the enemy?
How could you possibly know that, Blackadder? It's classified information.
It's the same plan that we used last time, and the 17 times before that.
Exactly!
However, Haig did change his tactics. He planted 500,000 kilograms of TNT under Hawthorne Ridge. However, other factors came into play. Haig wasn't working with the regular army, well-trained soldiers. He was working with conscripts, most of whom had poor training. Furthermore, breakdown in communication meant that it was tough to change orders if a problem arose. For example, the wire not being cut at the Somme. Nobody had experience in this field of warfare. As a commander of cavalry unit in the Boer War, he thought horses would play a large part. He also had artillery problems to face. 1/3 of the shells at the Somme didn't go off, and he had the wrong ammunition. There were also language barriers to break through. If he was to send successful orders, everyone needed to know what had to be done. But with so many different people fighting, this was very tough. Another problem was Haig's pressure from the French. Haig didn't want to start the Battle of the Somme at the time that he did, but the circumstances meant that he was forced to. This in turn means that they were less prepared than they should have been before they started the attack. More evidence suggesting that Haig changed his tactics was the introduction of tanks on the battlefield. However, Haig's overall plans never changed. He should have realised that a clean breakthrough would not be possible in the situation. Because he didn't, thousands of people died. However, I don't believe that any of these reasons justify the slaughter of the hundreds of thousands that died at the Somme and throughout the rest of the war. Even though he did eventually lead us to victory, I agree that Haig was a butcher of the Somme.